About a year ago now, I was starting to run again in the mornings, and I had taken several months off from running in any form of great exercise like that. And whenever I laced up and I started running, I lived at the bottom of a hill. So either way I ran, I had to run uphill. And so when I got to the top of that hill, I was gassed. I could hardly breathe. I was already hurting. And whenever I got to the top of that hill at 5:30 in the morning, I thought, all right, I'm going to turn back. And I headed back. I said, I'm not up for this 2-mile run today. This is enough for me. And the reason why I couldn't make it, why I wanted to turn around, is because I didn't have endurance. I couldn't tolerate the pain at that moment. And so what endurance really comes down to is being able to tolerate the discomfort of that moment. One thing I wanted to remind us of and encourage us of today is to endure doing good, to continue doing good and not grow weary as we do good day in and day out. Paul encourages those churches in Galatia. He says in Galatians chapter 6, starting in verse 9, "So let us not grow weary in doing what is right, for we will reap at harvest time if we do not give up. So then, whenever we have an opportunity, let us work for the good of all, and especially of those in the family of faith." And I think there are really two reasons why we lack endurance and why we might get discouraged and no longer do good. The first is that we might not see any fruit immediately from our doing good. We want to act and we want to see the results of our actions. We want that feedback loop of, I do this and I get this great outcome. And so whenever we do good, and we do it for a prolonged period of time, a day, a week, a month, a year, and we don't see much results from it, we may start thinking, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Now, there is a time to think about effectiveness and how we can be more effective, but many times, sometimes doing good in and of itself is its own reward. It is enough. And oftentimes, whenever we do things, we might not see the fruit of that even in our own lifetime. And so, doing good is an act of faith, even if we don't see the results for a very long time or even within our lifetime of our good actions. The second thing is that sometimes doing good comes at a cost to ourselves. And so, because it comes at a cost, we get tired of doing it because it wears on us and it's hard and it continues to feel like a burden to keep on doing a good thing. For example, whenever it comes at a cost to us, when it's a cost of our time or our energy or our effort, but even it can come at a cost of our reputation. We can decide to do a good thing because it is the right thing to do, and other people may punish us for it, and we may not feel good about it. Such is the truth in being honest. If, for instance, you accidentally cheated on a test, you didn't know that something was a closed book assignment whenever you're doing it, if you're a student, or whenever you didn't know all the rules of the business that you're in and you accidentally do something wrong, confessing that and making things right whenever you do that is going to hurt, because you're more than likely going to be punished in some form for what you're doing. And so you're going to be discouraged and not want to do it. But in those moments, that's when it's important to continue still doing good, just as Paul said, because we know that in due time we will reap what we sow. So I hope that you will go out and in faith and continue to do good today, no matter how tired and weary you are.